Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Do you wonder what the secret to life is? The secret to becoming all you can be? We all work with the same infinite power. We all guide ourselves by exactly the same laws of the universe. Bob Proctor, my mentor, taught me that the natural laws of the universe are so precise. Whatever you focus on becomes your reality. Whatever you focus on with intention, with a feeling as if it's really yours, it's meant for you, it's true. It doesn't matter whether you're in India, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, we're all working with one power, one law. It's the law of attraction, the law of vibrational energy. And that's where the secret lies. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life. And it is attracted to you by virtue of the images you're holding in your mind. It's what you're thinking. Whatever is going on in your mind, you are attracting to you. Prentice Mulford, who lived from 1834 to 1891, said, "Every thought of yours is a real thing, a force." The greatest teachers who have ever lived have told us that the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe. Poets such as William Shakespeare, Robert Browning, and William Blake delivered it in their poetry. Musicians such as Beethoven expressed it through their music, and artists such as Leonardo da Vinci depicted it in their paintings. Great thinkers, including Socrates, Plato, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Pythagoras, Sir Francis Bacon, Sir Isaac Newton, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and Victor Hugo shared it in their writings and in their teachings. Their names have been immortalized, and their legendary existence has survived centuries. I'm reading from the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and she says religions such as Hinduism, Hermetic traditions, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and civilizations such as ancient Babylonians and Egyptians delivered it through their writings and their stories. Recorded throughout the ages in all its forms, the law can be found in ancient writings through all centuries. It was recorded in stone in 3000 BC. Even though some coveted this knowledge, it has always been there for anyone to discover. The law began at the beginning of time. It has always been and will always be. It is the law that determines the complete order in the universe. Every moment of your life and every single thing you experience in your life. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The law of attraction is forming your entire life experience. And this all-powerful law is doing that through your thoughts. You are the one who calls the law of attraction into action, and you do it through your thoughts. In 1912, Charles Haanel described the law of attraction as the greatest and most infallible law upon which the entire system of creation depends. And Bob Proctor says, wise people have always known this. You can go right back to the ancient Babylonians. They've always known this. But it's a small, select group of people who actually practice it, use it to their advantage, have figured it out, and live their life using the laws. The ancient Babylonians and their great prosperity have been well documented by scholars. They are also known for creating one of the seven wonders of the world, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Through their understanding and application of the laws of the universe, they became one of the wealthiest races in history. Bob Proctor would always say, why do you think that 1% of the population earns around 96% of all the money that's being earned? Do you think that's an accident? It's designed that way. They understand something. They understand the secret. People have been drawn wealth into their lives, used the secret, whether consciously or unconsciously. They think thoughts of wealth and abundance, and they don't allow contradictory thoughts to take root in their minds. Their dominant thoughts are of wealth. They only know wealth, and nothing else exists in their minds. Whether they are aware of it or not, their predominant thoughts of wealth are what brought wealth to them. It is the law of attraction in action. A lot of people will say, money's not important. Well, you know it's important in order to have a roof over your head, a comfortable place to sleep, enough food to sustain you, and enough money to educate yourself, to invest, to do what you want to do when you want to do it. You might not want to be extremely wealthy, but money is a means of exchange, and that's what we use in our lives in order to live, to be educated, to enjoy art and music and beauty, to enjoy luxuries, even just to have simple things in life. You might know people who have acquired massive wealth and lost it all, but within a short time, they acquired massive wealth again. What happened, whether they knew it or not, is that their dominant thoughts were on wealth, abundance, prosperity. And most people focus on getting out of debt. Bob Proctor would say that's the worst goal a person could have, because if you're thinking debt, you're going to stay in debt. Don't think about debt and poverty and scarcity and what you're missing. Think about how abundantly blessed you are in your life. When you allow fearful thoughts of losing wealth to enter your mind, those thoughts, especially if you add emotion, the emotion of fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, those fearful thoughts of loss become dominant thoughts. The scale can be tipped from thinking thoughts of wealth to thinking thoughts of loss. And then a person, even a person who's wealthy, can lose it all. But once you lose the fear of loss, once you get rid of the anxiety, the depression, the fear, the worry and doubt, and you start to focus on feeling good, feeling well-being, knowing that you're being taken care of by infinite intelligence. Your body knows how to heal. Your body knows how to breathe. Most of the things you do are on autopilot. When you don't worry about money, When the fear of losing something is gone, you can tip the scales back with dominant thoughts of wealth, and wealth returns. The law responds to your thoughts no matter what they may be. Like attracts like. John Assaraf said, the simplest way for me to look at the law of attraction is if I think of myself as a magnet, and I know that a magnet will attract to itself. You are the most powerful magnet in the universe. You contain a magnetic power within you that is more powerful than anything in this world. And this unfathomable magnetic power is emitted through your thoughts. Basically put, the law of attraction says like attracts like, but we're really talking at a level of thought. As you think a thought, especially when you get emotionally involved, you are also attracting like thoughts to you. So here's some examples you might have experienced of the law of attraction in your life. Have you ever started to think about something that you were not happy about? The more you thought about it, the worse it seemed. That's because as you think one sustained thought, the law of attraction immediately brings more like thoughts to you. In a matter of minutes, you've got so many unhappy, similar thoughts coming to you that the situation seems to be getting worse. The more you think about it, the more upset you get. You may have experienced attracting like thoughts when you listened to a song and then found that you couldn't get that song out of your head. The song just kept playing over and over in your mind. When you listened to that song, even though you may not have realized it, you gave your full attention and focus of thought to it. As you did that, you were powerfully attracting more like thoughts of a similar nature to that song. And so the law of attraction moved into action and delivered more thoughts of that song over and over. Have you ever noticed when you're feeling kind of blue and you listen to a song about lost love, you just feel worse and worse and worse? John Assaraf says, our job as humans is to hold on to the thoughts of what we want. Make it absolutely clear in our minds what we want. And from that, we start to invoke one of the greatest laws in the universe, and that is the law of attraction. You become what you think about most, but you also attract what you think about most. Your life right now is a reflection of your past thoughts. That includes all the great things, all the wonderful things, all the thoughts of joy and happiness, all the things that you really appreciate in your life. And it also includes all the things you consider not so great. Since you attract what you think about most, it is easy to see what your dominant thoughts have been on any subject in your life, because that's what you've experienced until now, until you learn the secret. And with this knowledge, you can change anything. You can change everything. Bob Proctor always said, if you can see it in your mind, you will hold it in your hand. And he wasn't exaggerating. If you can think about what you want in your mind and make that your dominant thought, you will bring it into your life. And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words: thoughts become things. Through this most powerful law, your thoughts become the things in your life. Say this over and over to yourself. Let it seep into your consciousness. Let it seep into your conscious awareness. Your thoughts become things, physical reality. Bob Proctor taught me that your thoughts have a frequency. We can measure a thought. And so if you're thinking that thought over and over again, if you're imagining in your mind having that brand new car, having the money that you want, building your company, finding your soulmate, if you're imagining what that looks like, you're emitting that frequency on a consistent basis. What kind of thoughts are you sending out as you sit and think about something that you would really love to bring into your life? The key is to not think of it as missing in your life, as you're not worthy of receiving it, or that it's good for other people, but you can't have it. You want to send out the thoughts as if it's already yours. The thoughts that are sending out that magnetic signal is drawing the parallel back to you. You are a spiritual human being, gifted with an intellect, living in this particular time and space in a physical instrument called your body. The thoughts that you send out, when you get completely involved in feeling as if it's already done, already yours, your thoughts magnetically attract back to you the opportunities for growth, the opportunities to run into people who can help you, the opportunities to invest in something that will make you the money that you want. Your thoughts going out into the invisible ether will attract back to you the perfect soulmate. Ideas to run your business, to build what you want. The predominant thought or the mental attitude is the magnet. And the law is that like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will attract conditions that correspond to its nature. Thoughts are magnetic and thoughts have a frequency. As you think, those thoughts are sent out into the universe and they magnetically attract all like things, all things similar that are on the same frequency. Everything sent out returns to its source. You are the source, and as you're sending out thought energy, you're attracting to you what you are in harmonious vibration with. You can think about a TV station's transmission tower broadcasting through a frequency which is transformed into pictures on your TV. Most of us don't really understand how it works, but we know that each channel has its own frequency. And when we tune into that frequency, we see the pictures on our TV. We choose the frequency by selecting the channel, and then we receive the pictures that are broadcast on that channel. If we want to see different pictures on our TV, we change the channel and tune into a new frequency. You are a human transmission tower, and you are more powerful than any TV tower created on Earth. You are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. The thoughts that you are transmitting create your life, and it creates the world. The frequency you transmit reaches beyond cities, beyond countries, beyond the world. It reverberates throughout the entire universe. You are transmitting that frequency with your thoughts. Even though you think your thoughts are invisible, but think about this, X-ray waves are invisible. TV transmission waves are invisible. Nuclear energy is invisible. The pictures you receive from the transmission of your thoughts are not on the TV screen in your living room. They are the pictures of your life. The pictures that you're seeing, your thoughts create the frequency. They attract like things on that frequency, and then they are broadcast back to you as your life pictures, your results. If you want to change anything in your life, change the channel, change the frequency by changing your thoughts. Charles Haanel said the vibrations of mental forces are the finest and consequently the most powerful in existence. Bob Proctor said, see yourself living in abundance and you will attract it. It works every time with every person. As you think of yourself living in abundance, you are powerfully and consciously determining your life through the law of attraction. It's that easy, but then the most obvious question becomes, why isn't everybody living the life of their dreams? Because most people are thinking about what they don't want, and they're wondering why it keeps showing up over and over again. The reason why most people don't have what they want is because they're thinking more about what they don't want than what they do want. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to the words that you're saying. The law is absolute. There are no mistakes. The law of attraction doesn't care whether you perceive something to be good or bad, or whether you want it or whether you don't want it and you're trying to push it away. There is no law of assertion. There's only a law of attraction. It's responding to your thoughts. So if you're looking at a mountain of debt and feeling terrible, that's the signal that you're putting out into the universe. I feel really bad because of all this debt. You are affirming it to yourself. You feel it on every level of your being, and you're going to get more of feeling terrible, feeling scarcity, and having debt. The law of attraction is a natural law of the universe. It is impersonal. It doesn't see things as good or bad. It is receiving your thoughts and reflecting back to you those thoughts as your life experience. The law of attraction simply gives you what you're thinking about. It is really obedient. When you think of the things that you want and you focus on them with all of your intention, then the law of attraction will give you exactly what you do want every time. I used to say, I don't want to be late. I'm always late. Why am I always late? I don't want to be late. And I would change my behavior and I would leave 10 minutes early, but then I would run into a train or something and I would still end up being 10 minutes late. The law of attraction doesn't hear what you don't want. It manifests the things that you're thinking of. And so it's going to keep showing up over and over and over. Now I say, I am always at the right time, at the right place for the right reason. And I believe that. And now I'm never late. I may be early or a few minutes late, but it's because I arrive at the time I'm supposed to. The law of attraction manifests the things that you're thinking of. It's going to keep showing up. When you focus on something, no matter what happens to be, you really are calling into existence what you are focusing on. When you focus your thoughts on something you want and you hold that focus, you are in that moment summoning what you want, and the mightiest power in the universe will draw it to you. Instead of saying, I don't want debt, I don't want to be late, I don't want to run into that person, focus instead on what you do want. The law of attraction is always working, whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not. Creation is always happening. When you have a prolonged, chronic way of thinking, you are in a creative process. Something is going to manifest out of your thoughts. Have your thoughts focused on what you do want. What would you love to bring into your experience? What would it look like? What would it feel like? Your life is in your hands. No matter where you are now, no matter what has happened in your life, you can begin to consciously choose your thoughts and change your life. There is no such thing as a hopeless situation. Every single circumstance of your life can change. Decide what it is that you would love to have. Practice feeling it. Practice sitting quietly and writing about it. Write the story of your life as what you would prefer. You can use your backstory as how life was, and then write how it changed, how you became the hero, how you became the person that has wealth and happiness and love, and it seemed like a miracle. Write a story about it, but most importantly, feel the well-being. Have the faith that what you want is on its way to you. Enjoy it on the invisible plane in your imagination, and get so wrapped up in how it feels to live that way that you magnetically attract everything necessary for you to live in that manner in your physical world, because everything starts in your mind and is translated into physical reality. Your thoughts matter. Your thought energy turns to physical matter. What you think becomes your reality. Write about what you do want. And get into the habit of regularly feeling it in every cell of your being, giving thanks for it already being yours. And watch how fast it shows up. Write, I am so happy and grateful now that, and whatever you want. Try it as an experiment. See if you can create a cup of coffee today or find a dime on the street. What you focus on, you attract into your life, but you must be that first. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.